Apart from Spyder, we can also have an individual independent installation of Python. Let us see how we can do that. Python download, there is a Python org from where you can download any particular version of Python independent of what Python has come up with Anaconda. So these are all different versions of Python available. Python 3.9 is coming up now. So I suggest that you install a lower version, the previous version, which is stable enough. So you can choose 3.8 for the latest version of 3.8, which you can install it on your machine. So 3.86 is a stable version. 3.9 is still in the early stages. So let us go in for 3.86, which is available. Now on 3.86, you can scroll down and choose the version, because my laptop is a 64-bit processor and an Intel processor. I'm choosing this executable installer. Now I have the Python 3.86 downloaded. Let us see how to install this. We are now installing an independent version of Python 3.86 64-bit version. Based on the processor, you can choose one of them. And there may be some need later on. If you want to run some 32-bit version, then we have to choose a Python for 32-bit. The 64 or 32-bit is based on the processor we have. We can say add Python 3.8 to the path also, or we can choose not to. Our Python 3.86 is almost done. Since we have not chosen the path, we need to set the path. I'll show you how to set the path. Let us see where the Python is installed. You can see that the Python 3.86, which we installed now, is here. This is the thing which we installed it separately. Now let us see how to bring up an IDE for writing Python code. Idle is one of the simplest text editor which we can use for editing our Python program. If you do not want to install Anaconda or Spyder, or if you get into any trouble in installing Anaconda, you always have an option of installing the Python separately, like I said, how I did. And then we can bring up the idle IDE on available Pythons that you have. So I have already earlier installed this 32-bit version of Python 3.6. Now we have installed 3.8.6 64-bit version. So we can bring up the IDE with any one of these Python installations that you have. This is the version what we have installed just now, 3.86. So we are bringing up a Python shell where we can print we can write any Python code. So either you can do it in Spyder if you have installed Anaconda 3 successfully, or install the Python separately and bring up the shell using the idle IDE. Then we can write our code either directly on the command line of Python, or you can open a new file and start writing your code.